Hi guys, welcome to the Asylum Escapees. I'm Jes and Ava, aka Jes SY, and my co-host, who sounds like a 12-year-old boy.
I'm John Schleif from Tealwrist.
We'll link them in the description below. Anyway, we have a couple other friends joining us that'll pretty much be on every podcast, but they don't talk as much. And that's
Ava Carlton?
Do you have any accounts?
No.
She said no. You guys don't get to see her personal life.
And Black Man with Izzy No Cap on TikTok.
And basically, we're a bunch of friends that ride a bus every morning. So if you hear background noises, that's most likely what it is. And we decided to start a podcast because of one of our idiot friends. But anyway, today's topic is that... Today's topic is basically introducing ourselves and how we're getting started and how we started this. Alright, that's... First thing we wanted to talk about is how our podcast will be different from others. You know, what's going to want to actually keep you listening to our crap.
Our idiocracy.
Yeah, our idiocracy. We don't have a set script, which I know some of you are about to be running for the hills because of this. But we have basically just little points that we wanted to hit, and then we're just going to be goofing around, being what friends are actually, you know. We're genuinely happy to be around each other, except for John, you know. We don't like him. But, yeah, basically, we don't have set points that we want to hit. We're going to use real-life examples that we've actually been through, or real-life stories that we're going to convey emotion, even if it's just our voices. And we don't have the most appealing voices, I'll tell you.
So I feel like I should say this already. Content warning for anything that could be trauma or something that you could have trauma with. I feel like I should mention.
This is why we don't do video because of John's face.
And also, if you don't like this, there is lots of cussing and lots of mentions of things that are very adult.
Yeah, this is definitely not made for children. If you're a child, run for the fucking hills. Oh, I already cussed. Alright, anyway. We're real friends. We ride a fucking bus. That's how we're different. We're genuine people that all get along. We make nothing but jokes all the friggin' time.
We're not celebrities.
I don't know. I kind of am. No, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
like, John, like, everyone knows you because you're fat. Everyone knows me because I'm stupid as fuck. And everyone knows Ava because she's smart as hell.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. You're so supportive by mentioning me.
And everyone knows Jess because she's Jess.
Alright, so basically the next part we would get into is why exactly we decided to start this podcast. And, well, I feel like the only person that could really say this was whose stupid idea this was.
It was mine.
Big boy.
We were talking about just our opinions on something simply political. I was like, this is pretty fun to do. We should start a podcast. And this started the idea. Note, all this was made in one day.
Yeah. And it's all made, our entire thing is filmed within like a 30-minute bus ride. Just letting you know.
So if you need something short to binge watch, you have it right here.
Alright, and now to the part of the podcast where we basically interrogate Ava. Ava, why did you decide to start and join our podcast?
Because I was forced to.
She was not forced to. This was a choice.
Says who?
We're not forcing this minor to do... No, we're all minors here. If that's your thing, getting turned on by our minor voices, then you stay.
Get out.
By the way, there's two cutes, one hot, and one fat ass one right there.
Alright, now we Sorry, I didn't mean to make that noise at you. Now we interrogate Izzy. I mean, we're not interrogating about how you sell drugs or shit. Alright, chill your beans. If you didn't know, Izzy is African American or Haitian American.
Is African
He was born in Florida, of course.
Yeah, he was born in Florida. His family's from Hades.
I feel like I should say this. This entire podcast takes place on ESVA, so.
Oh yeah, we're on the Eastern Shore, and then we got Ava, who's mostly Irish and Scottish. She's that redhead lassie that does the river dances, and then we got John, who's probably got an extra chromosome.
Don't add that little retarded to it too.
That's what extra chromosome means.
I'm mostly German. We're pretty much all atheists. There've been times where John switches back and forth between atheist and Christian, and then Izzy is also Christian. So there's gonna be a lot of mixed opinions.
Guys.
And then
Asking a friend.
Izzy, why did you decide to join the podcast / become our editor within 24 hours of even knowing that we were possibly starting a podcast?
Because some fat ass self decided to molest me. Named Big Boy. So I had to.
Now to interview me.
Izzy. Izzy is an interesting character. He's always got some uncanny crap to say. He's not from this country, technically.
Hey, I am.
Alright, he was born in this country, but English is not his first language. He struggles a little bit. But John struggles more, and he's from this country. So, why did you decide to start the podcast or join the podcast?
And create the idea of the podcast because I feel like this would be something fun. Something funny. It's just something for us to do instead of just sit down and talk and let all of our ideas go to waste and no one ever notices it, and then we die having no one know us, and then anyways.
Oh yeah, funny.
So my turn. Jess, why did you decide to join this podcast?
So I'm in 11th grade, and basically
She's the oldest of us all.
Yeah, I took an SOL yesterday, and the first freaking thing I had to write about for this SOL was how to start a podcast. Was an essay that I had to read and then rephrase certain sentences about. So after John suggested the podcast, and then that whole thing happened, I kind of took it as a sign.
Don't forget the bugs.
Oh my god. And then I turned to Izzy on the bus in the afternoon because I was bored in the SOL, and I wrote out an entire paper on what we needed to do to actually plan out to start the podcast and everything, and then I wrote it in a Google Doc, typed it in a Google Doc, and basically I hit all the key points even though John didn't read the freaking script.
With his fat ass self all
There's
the time.
no script, it's bulletin points.
John,
You still could have read it.
Yeah, I could have.
Anyway,
I'm
so
special, I don't check my emails.
I was half joking about doing it, and then I was half genuinely okay with doing it and everything. I feel forced regardless. Some
Don't you like that?
supreme being, whatever you want to say. I don't believe in God, so you can't say that. Don't ever say that. But basically, I told Izzy that I was joking about it mostly, and friggin' out of nowhere I turn to my left and I just see a bug, and I look down to grab my phone or whatever to be able to whack this sucker, and I look back up and he's just gone, completely gone. And then I get home or whatever, and I go to open my front door, and a bug just falls on my hand, and I just turn, and I was just stop sending the bugs, I'll do the freaking podcast.
And that's basically our story. Sometimes we'll have random people like Mariah here. Say hi, Mariah.
Hi.
Or we'll have Alex. He's not on right now. Or Jamin, yeah. Random people could be joining us. No one's a celebrity.
When he comes on the bus.
We will, don't worry. No celebrities per se, really, but
Hey.
who's gonna hop on a school bus with us? And she had to go.
Alex is the oldest when I am not here.
And she had to go pick him up and take him to our party. And
apparently nothing happened on the ride, but we wish there was.
Hey, I thought
romantical
nobody
tension.
was talking. In the back of the car, they were driving.
Her mom was driving.
Whoa, Okay, you know what?
I feel like I should bring this up.
I should also mention this. John is a woman. I mean, a
I'm
man. Sorry, I know you might be confused. I was too when we first met. He's a man, or a boy. Glayson's a boy as well.
I just look young. That's
Me and Ava are women.
My pronouns are he, him.
My pronouns are USA.
I feel like it's probably in our context for funny jokes that could happen. There's this kid named Jamin who rides with us. He had a crush on a 12-year-old. He's a senior in high school. And a crush on a 12, 13-year-old.
And is 18, not 17. He's 18.
And you know who that was? That is Ava's sister, Paige Carlton.
She's 13 now.
She's 13.
What happened?
Say hi, Paige. Shout out podcast.
Fuck you, bitch.
She said no.
She said
She did
no.
not consent to our viewing pleasure.
She
She didn't consent to Jamin's either.
You'll hear weird sounds. That's most likely me.
Yes.
You almost just had a seizure because there was a flashing light. Oh, speaking of seizures,
Oh my God,
Glayson's known for having seizures. So if you ever hear us just panic, it's probably Glayson hitting the gritty in the front. So it's Glayson being electrocuted in his own mind, you know?
Yeah, he has many diseases. Chlamydia.
John had many diseases. Fatness, stupidness, retardedness, bad,
John has
autistic.
crabs.
Yeah, John had many. Okay, trust me, you have many.
You
Even
have
a lack of
AIDS.
milk that your father even trying to buy.
So basically, Glayson being our editor is basically letting us make racist jokes because he's our one person that's okay, you know? And then the rest of us... Also, don't, listen
It's
to
totally
this if
like-
you get easily offended.
It's
Because we're
totally
not
like-
here to genuinely offend anybody. We're just here having fun, making jokes, talking about serious matters sometimes.
Being typical high schoolers.
Yeah, we have opinions, and we want to know yours. We don't want you to be like, oh my god, you said some fucked up joke, and we're offended by it.
So that's why sometimes we'll actually be doing Q&As. Sometimes we'll look through our comments, look through what people have asked us online, and we'll do Q&As about it. We'll see what you have said, and we will genuinely respond with our own answers to that. So feel free to ask questions.
Oh, here, I got a question for you guys to ask. Ask John if he has a girlfriend or if his girlfriend ever dumped him for one reason.
Okay, I'll tell you this story.
And no. Speaking of which, that branches into our next topic of the next video, which is the worst date we've ever been on.
Or for some of us, the only.
John speaking from experience.
All right, back to the
Or
podcast.
you. Because she a little pissed off because she missed the bus.
And that pretty much sums up our first episode and why we're getting started and how we're getting started, basically.
So let's get on with this outro.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Hit the post notification bell.
I'm John Schleif,
I'm Jes and Ava.
signing off.